Welcome to this short presentation on infection control principles for security officers. Security officers are engaged to protect or maintain order in a range of workplaces, including nightclubs, supermarkets, airport passenger screeners, office and government buildings, hospitals, mobile patrols. Each of these workplaces have unique opportunities for exposure. However, the following remain consistent. Security officers will engage with people, touch surfaces and people, whilst removing from premises, etc. Security officers are exposed to various hazards in their work environment on a daily basis, from bacteria, fungi, and viruses. There are 3 sources of transmission, including contact, droplet, and airborne. Contact, physical contact with objects, and equipment used by others. This can be direct or indirect contact, for example. Direct contact with an infected person, touching another person, such as shaking hands, removing a person from a venue, arresting a person. Indirect contact with an infected person, contact between the security officer and an infected object. Touching ID presented by a person to prove age. Security officer using a radio. Hand counter, counting persons into a venue. Touching infected hardware, shopping trolleys, door handle, toilets, bench tops, bars and glasses. Touching equipment used by others, radios, torches, registers, telephones. Droplet. Transmission occurs when droplets containing microorganisms generated during coughing, sneezing and talking are propelled through the air. These droplets are relatively large and will travel short distances, 1.5 metres. However, may linger on surfaces for many days. Airborne. Airborne transmission occurs where smaller particles are transmitted through the air circulated by air movement. Examples include when droplets become smaller and are circulated in the air, flushing toilets with a lid. Security officers can reduce their exposure and minimise the risk of transmission by being proactive and maintaining social distance of 1.5 metres where possible, washing and sanitising their hands regularly, wearing PPE if provided and necessary. There are several factors that can contribute to infection: immune system, wounds, medications, age. Immune system. A healthy immune system can assist in preventing exposure if you are already fighting an infection. Conditions such as heart disease, lung disease and diabetes, and stress can place more load on your body's ability to cope. To assist in improving your immune system, you should maintain a healthy diet, get regular exercise, and get quality sleep. Consider getting a flu shot, as having a concurrent infection can also make it harder for your immune system to cope. Wounds. Coronavirus tends to enter the body through the respiratory system. However, open wounds can be infected by other types of viruses. Clean and bandage all open wounds. Medications. Some international researchers have suggested that the use of commonly prescribed, for high blood pressure, ARB and ACE inhibitor medications can increase a person's risk of infection, severe illness, or death from COVID-19. The suggested link between COVID-19 and these medications is based on the observation that they increase levels of the ACE2 enzyme in the body, the same enzyme that the coronavirus uses to infect the body. Australian doctors do not recommend persons cease taking their prescribed medications. Age. The older people get, the more likely they will possess underlying conditions and reduced immune systems, so older people should reduce exposure where possible, hence why in the case of epidemics or pandemics, they should self-isolate. Venues that engage security officers owe a duty of care to all employees to create and maintain a safe workplace. This can be achieved by completing a risk assessment, identifying all hazards, training staff, supplying appropriate PPE, creating social distancing rules. Clean all surfaces regularly. Wipe the area with bleach solution using disposable paper towels or a disposable cloth. Dispose of gloves and masks in a leak-proof plastic bag. Wash hands well using soap and water and dry with disposable paper or single-use cloth towel. If water is unavailable, clean hands with alcohol-based hand rub. Surfaces include any surface likely to be touched, including bar tops, door handles, toilets, tools and equipment such as radios, counters, torches, alarm panel controls. Security officers owe a duty of care to themselves and others to maintain a safe workplace. This can be achieved by reading and following risk assessments and SOPs, identifying and reporting all hazards, attending scheduled training sessions, wearing and correctly fitting issued PPE. Security officers owe a duty of care to themselves and others to maintain a safe workplace. This can be achieved by 1. Wet your hands with water. Warm or cold, just make sure it isn't too hot. 2. Apply enough soap to cover your hands. Antiseptic soap isn't necessary. If soap isn't available, hand sanitizer is the next best thing. 3. Lather up. This step is particularly important, and wash hands for at least 15 seconds. 4. Rinse well with running water. And 5. Dry with a paper towel, dry thoroughly with a clean paper towel. 6. Use the paper towel to turn off the taps and open the washroom doors. Dispose of responsibly. How to conduct an alcohol-based hand rub. Proper hand washing is the most effective measure in killing germs, but not always possible. So in between hand washing regularly, use hand sanitizer to minimize infections. Performing some duties as a security officer will require enforcement of conditions of entry. These could include limiting the number of people into a venue, ensuring people maintain social distancing of 1.5 metres, limiting numbers of people into a venue. The SOPs will mandate how many people are permitted in a venue, and at commencement of your shift, you will let people in and count them in until the maximum number is reached. As one person leaves, move the counter back and let another one in. One in, one out. This maintains the set limits of persons in the venue. Within the retail stores, the retailer can improve social distancing by making shopping aisles one-way. This prevents people breaching the social distance rules whilst passing each other. Security officers may be tasked with the role of policing the one-way flow of customers. Maintaining social distancing at checkouts. At checkouts, the retailer can reduce social distancing by making shopping aisles one-way. This prevents people breaching the social distance rules whilst passing each other. Properly placed signage can assist customers comply with the social distancing rules. It also assists security officers to understand the rules in place. Signs or stickers are available at most signwriters or commercial printers. Don't take COVID-19 home with you. When leaving work, wash your hands with soap and water if possible. If you cannot wash your hands, use an alcohol-based hand rub to sanitize your hands. Enter the house via the laundry, if possible. Place your uniform into the washing machine or linen bag. Remove shoes prior to entering the house. Be safe. Thank you for completing this free training program. You can now obtain a certificate of completion by completing a short questionnaire, or you can obtain a nationally recognised Statement of Attainment for the following unit of competency.